My mom's doctor told her that sometimes if you're constipated, you would have to reach up and pull it out. My question is, was he? Because we don't know this, but was he inebriated? Do you think he was inebriated? I'm not the best at something. I'm not going to run a course at how to do something on a certain subject because I'm not the best at it. I'm still learning. But I can always help to inspire people to at least get their goals done. But I'm not there yet to want to coach someone. Hey, you want to be a millionaire? Hey, you want to be a survivalist?
The great thing about the stainless steel of a Kershaw knife is you can get poop on it and it won't rust. Count 2, commission of a domestic violence in the presence of a child is a 3rd-degree felony. So the state is holding all of his charges, not necessarily the violation of release, which is the no contact order.
Well, now we're talking about poop knives.
Poop knife. What did your mom's doctor tell her?
My mom's doctor told her that sometimes if you're constipated, you would have to reach up and pull it out.
She can use my poop knife.
Kershaw, are you watching? Kershaw knives.
The great thing about the stainless steel of a Kershaw knife is you can get poop on it and it won't rust.
It's a
Do you have a poop knife?
No, no.
Why don't you have a poop knife?
I have a pokey knife. I don't have a shit knife.
I mean, yeah, that's the secondary form of it. You poop on it, and then you poke somebody with it, and then they die of sepsis.
That's a bayonet, isn't it?
This?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That looks like a K-bar for a second.
Well, it is. See?
A USMC K-bar used as a poop knife.
It's not a K-bar. I mean, it looks like a K-bar. Oh, wow, it does look like a K-bar. Well, it's a Bowie knife. You know the great thing about it, though? It's got toilet paper in it.
It's a shitty situation, man.
Not if you have a poop knife. But wait, so you're a Marine and you don't have a poop knife? That's where I got the idea.
I don't fucking put a sharp knife up my ass.
That's where I got the idea.
The Green Weenie did that for me.
Put sharp knives up your ass. Start the fucking intro.
That would suck. Hey guys, Matt here, telling y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on the notification bell to get notified each time that we're on. Oh, I say I love y'all so much. Enjoy the show. Fuck. Welcome to the Article 1776 podcast.
Why am I still holding this?
Listen
here, motherfucker.
Why are you holding your poop knife?
The poop knife. That's what the
lower your camera, by the
for.
way. Lower your camera just a little bit. Your head spacing between your head and the ceiling. You're not centered whatsoever.
I'm centered. I don't know about you. I'm happy in life.
I'm fucked up.
You have issues. That's why I like you. There. Are you happy now?
Can that knife clean up shit? Can it clean up my depression?
Forever sleep. But you know what that's what sleep is?
I'll do a 20. I'll do a 21 and a half push-up for you.
You know that's what sleep is, right? Forever sleep. It's just okay. So sleep is just a free 8-hour trial of death, and humans love that shit.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I learned something new for YouTube standards since I am the editor. You cannot curse within the first 15 seconds, or else your video would be automatically demonetized.
So go visit our Patreon. You have one of those yet?
You don't know?
We should probably start one of those.
Possibly. But yeah. So we'll look into that in the near future.
If you'd like to support our channel,
$5.
I mean,
membership.
so here soon, my channel is going to be starting. My solo channel for like my gun stuff. Sorry, my pew stuff. I am not really on board with the whole YouTube standards, so there's a fair chance that none of those episodes will ever be monetized. So I'm definitely going to have to start a Patreon because I will show you how to do stuff.
That I don't know if I should be a part of this now or
bring a wrench.
Because things are about to get screwy.
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a barrel.
What are the 5 Ds in dodgeball?
Nope, not dodgeball. Dodge barrel.
What are the 5 Ds in dodge barrel?
So speaking of pew-pews, it's not in yet, but it's over there. It's in the rest of my packages that I have not opened yet.
Some of them are 458 Socom.
No, but it did find a barrel for the upper. So there's I got to get the crush washer, the barrel nut, and a handguard. But I did find a barrel. I have not bought it yet. So I do have a 458 barrel getting ready to go in.
But I want to. I'm so addicted to one word that is a part of a gun.
Soak 'em.
No.
Barrel nut?
Trunnion. Trunnion.
Hey, you fucking trunnion. That's what I'm gonna start calling you. You fucking trunnion.
Trunnion.
But I got.
But I don't have an AK. I want one though.
That's true. I'll build you an AK.
I do want a 105.
I'll build you an AK 105.
If you were to pick
do you
an
want it modernized or do you want it wood?
Modernized.
Do you want the wood?
I'll give you the wood. Well, if you were to choose an AK or any platform in general for, say, like a zombie apocalypse or a civil war situation, what would it be? I would go with the AK-105.
I'd go with an AR platform, but in the 338 Stinger.
Not bad.
So here's the issue with that, though. There's a lot of issues with that. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, I said 338 Stinger, and half of the fucking smooth brains out there were like, "How's that?" 338 Stingers. It's a beast. It's comparable to the 8.6. Mm-hmm. A little smaller, I think, if I'm correct. The issue with the 338 Stinger and the 8.6 is they're kind of Gucci rounds. Again, for people who don't understand that, they're rounds that you're not really going to find. And when you do, you're going to pay the price for them. Mm-hmm. I am interested in a couple of platforms that run the 338 Stinger and a couple of different platforms, primarily from Faxum, mm-hmm. That runs the 8.6. Normally, you normally use that in a bolt action rifle, Faxum actually came out with a semi-automatic platform in the AR style for the 8.6 blackout. So yeah, I'm interested in that. Faxum, hit me up, please. Um,
We're just gun bunnies.
I'll do some ballistic testing. But are those level 4 plates? But I would say 338 Stinger or the 8.6.
Scottsdale. Next thing you know, he's going to be used as a test dummy for a shooting range, and you make it through. I'll check in with them the next day. How'd you make it? How are you feeling better? Well, it was a tough time.
Everyone pumped up. I don't think I would go with an AK.
Everyone is just looking at you right now like shame.
I don't care. I said what I said. Fight me. Look, AKs do not run well in the dirt.
You are not a man of taste, sir.
No, I'm a man of fucking sophistication. Yeah. Okay, come on. The timeless, sexy look of an 11-inch barrel on an SBR.
You can SBR an AK too.
Yeah, well, you could also SBR an ET.
What? Hey, 3 inches is 3 inches, okay?
But you don't see me fucking complaining about it, do you?
You produced a kid. I'm proud of you.
What? Whoa, how did you get that? You sure are racist.
How is that racist? What?
I don't know. Everything's racist nowadays, though.
That's true.
Even if it's not.
So, speaking about people doing judgment things and prejudgment, whatever.
Did you just like throw up your dictionaries?
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's a situation with a special operator that we mentioned before the podcast that has done
Sergeant Williams. Sorry.
A special operator that has done something that cause people to kind of prejudge a little bit. Where
he forgot his poop knife. That's what it was.
But he has an arrest report where it's something,
and I have it.
Yeah, it's something to where it could be looked at as this is a red flag, but we have to be more open-minded and look into the situation before we judge completely. Because I don't know, he doesn't know, we all don't know.
Now, so I'm gonna go ahead and read off. Count 1: aggravated assault, domestic violence.
No, hold on. Who was it though? Who was his name?
I was gonna get there. So if you follow the 2A community, no, shut up. If you follow the 2A community and you follow gun tubers and stuff like that, and that whole like lifestyle of preparedness, the name Mike Glover comes up quite often. Mike Glover is a tier 1 operator with special forces. He has done a lot of shit in his lifetime, and this kind of piqued my interest more so because of the fact that I actually I'm not going to say I look up or idolized Mike Glover for any reason, but a lot of the stuff that I read in his book is interesting. His prepared book was pretty interesting.
And I don't mean to cut. I'm going to say this. I'm going to cut you off real quick. What the news and media can and possibly will say will misconstrue things around. So what we're reading off right now may be a misrepresentation. So we'll take accountability on that. But this is what we just know of so far.
This is the actual arrest report out of Utah County, Utah. Mike Glover versus Michael Aubrey Glover versus the defendant is now the state of Utah because the the prior defendant had the ability to drop the charges.
Mm-hmm.
However, there was a violation of release. And now the state's picking it up, like the state attorney's office is picking it up. But anyway, Mike Glover, 1 count aggravated assault, domestic violence, a 2nd-degree felony. Count 2, commission of domestic violence in the presence of a child, which is a 3rd-degree felony. Count 1, unlawful.
Repeat that again. Sorry.
Count 2, commission of a domestic violence in the presence of a child, is a 3rd-degree felony. He did commit or attempt to commit a criminal homicide offense against a cohabitant in the presence of a child, or B, intentionally cause serious bodily injury to a cohabitant or use a dangerous weapon or other means of force likely to precede death or serious bodily injury against a cohabitant in the presence of a child. So, unlawful detention is a Class B misdemeanor. Property damage or destruction is a misdemeanor. So a couple misdemeanors, a couple felonies. Basically, there was an altercation. It goes on to state that May 1st, 2024, responded to a domestic violence call. Victim Jessica Smuds was in room 15 at the emergency room in Utah Valley Hospital. Officer arrived, spoke with her, confirmed that she actually did have a broken wrist.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica stated that she went to the master bedroom of the home and entered the bathroom. Then she didn't lock the door behind her. Jessica stated then she heard Michael coming up the stairs. Jessica stated that's when Michael broke the door down. And Michael said, "I'll break your fucking wrist,"
mm-hmm.
before twisting her wrist. Jessica stated this caused her pain and she believed her wrist to be broken. X-ray did confirm that her wrist was broken. Recovery time 4 to 6 weeks. So fast forward a little bit through the thing. He attempted to initially call Glover, the detective or the officer. That didn't happen at first. Then he called the officer, stated that he would meet with him in public. The officer did read him his Miranda rights first. So he did know that he had the right to an attorney and he did have the right to remain silent. This is what I find confusing. Now, I know some of the things that Mike Glover has done, and I know some of the agencies that he's worked and trained with, and has trained agencies as well. So someone who is constantly in a law enforcement capacity should know to shut the fuck up if you don't have a lawyer. Well, Mr. Glover decided to go ahead and waive his Fifth Amendment and speak to the police. He did state that I asked Michael that what happened. Michael said that Jessica had mental health issues and it was common for her to be manic. He also stated that she had threatened to kill herself in the past. Michael said that this morning she had become manic and that she had raised her voice to their children, I guess, and he had asked her not to do that. Mm-hmm. She had done it again throughout the day several times. Throughout the day, he eventually stated that he would be leaving her, and a bunch of other stuff, which actually led up to the fight. He talks to the police officer, tells them what happens on that end, and then the police officer starts asking about having weapons in the house, knowing what Michael does. Okay? Well, that's when he decides to shut up and says, "Hey, I'd like my lawyer." I'm having a hard time understanding if these operators, and we've talked about this a couple weeks ago with the whole GBBRS kind of bullshit. Mm-hmm. You know how police and investigations work, especially if you state that you train these law enforcement agencies, and you're obviously well aware of what the capacity of an investigation holds. If you are so in tune with your rights and knowledge, why the fuck are you talking to the police without a without a lawyer present?
Yeah, because
in Glover's case, not necessarily GBBRS, that's a totally different coin. But in his case, if you know these things, and he's not a stupid person.
My question is, was he, because we don't know this, but was he inebriated? Do you think he was inebriated?
That is not a factor.
It could
Or,
be.
well, no, hang on, let me finish. I was trying to reiterate what I was going to say to make it sound like it should.
Mm-hmm.
That factor is never brought up throughout the report.
See,
through this initial report.
So there's several things that are not brought up. So we don't know entirely.
I don't think it was.
Or was she doing something more than just that? And
well, so they never specify on that, so it's really hard to tell. Now, here's the other problem with it. What happened to him? Mm-hmm. As far as I know, he's still in jail. Mm-hmm. Okay. His initial charges were he was arraigned with no bail. Okay. So he had to sit in there for a while. Mm-hmm. There was a no contact order in place between him and his girlfriend. We'll say wife, just for the sake of conversation. Mm-hmm. Could be wrong. That's okay. That's allowed to happen sometimes. Don't worry, people. There was a no contact order.
We just don't
apparently.
Hold on. We just don't want to Amber Heard the situation to where it makes someone look bad when it's the complete opposite.
I mean, I absolutely. I'm just saying this is what it's what I know.
Yeah. Oh, I'm conveying it to them.
So apparently, during his incarceration, Mr. Glover speaks to one of his friends and asks one of his friends to check on Miss Smuds, I guess her last name is. Mm-hmm. Weird kind of last name. And doing so, the friend finds out where she's living, where she's staying, what she's doing, how the kids are, who she's talking to, stuff like that. And then ends up telling Mike, and, they start talking about the no contact order and all this stuff while it's recorded, because it's recorded, and the only things that can't be recorded are, conversation between a client and their lawyer. That's privileged information. Can't record that in jail. Mm-hmm. Record everything else. So now he's got another felony tacked on to his original charges. Mm-hmm. The fucked up part, like I said earlier, she could have dropped the charges. Now the state picked it up. So the state is holding all of his charges, not necessarily the violation of release, which is the no contact order. Mm-hmm. But all of his other pending charges that were still there, mm-hmm. Yeah, they're picking those up too. So he's looking at 3 felonies and 2 misdemeanors. The misdemeanors have a chance to get dropped. Mm-hmm. Felonies are a little trickier. Luckily, I got out of that one.
But wait, that would probably, depending upon what route they would want to go, that's probably a maximum of 15 years?
I'm not sure. I don't know Utah law, so I assume it's probably some jail time. Now, here's another factor that he did not take into account. This is going to impact his business. Mm-hmm. Mike Glover has made his empire, if you will, his little survival craft empire, primarily by training law enforcement agencies, helping with law enforcement agencies in their training aspects. Obviously, he's going to get paid some money for that, and some good money for that, right? He's got years of experience and expertise and knowledge in, as a Green Beret, Special Forces. The guy's done a lot. I can't begin to disbar that. But all of his guns and ammunition have been seized in both his house and his business properties, and every other property he might have.
And his, not only just his reputation, but also the reputations of his friends, possibly, because who he's closely aligned with too.
Yeah, he's aligned with BRCC. Now, I can't imagine the boys at BRCC would condone this.
Mhm.
I don't think, however, they're going to distance themselves from their friends so easily. Remember, this man is still innocent until proven guilty.
Mhm.
Okay? As you say, we don't know the whole story. We
Yeah.
don't really know because we weren't there.
Yeah.
We can only go on the information that we have. Unfortunately, I don't know myself personally. Would I ever love to have him on the show? Absolutely, one day would love to have him on the show.
Yeah.
Um, he's still a very knowledgeable person. I do not condone domestic violence. My mother was, a victim of domestic violence when I was younger. Um, so it's not a good time for anybody.
And this is my personal take because we know of a certain someone that was in trouble and heap of trouble that he got himself into trouble quite a bit of times. And I'm not mentioning names and I'm not telling who because it could be a severe backlash for that person. But once we heard about the said situation, that's one of the reasons why I'm like washing my hands of the situation because
Yeah.
anyone closely aligned with our business in Article 1776 that have done a negative thing could bring up a negative reputation for us in the way that we don't want it to be. Uh,
Yeah. Um,
I'm more for an uprise of a person to help uplift them after they've are self accountable for their wrongdoings. But in a case to where that they committed the wrongdoing while being closely associated with us, I am washing my hands of the subject. Now, us being businessmen, we're not nearly as successful as Black Rifle Coffee Company just yet, but we could see in a sense to where this our relationship now might get a little bit tricky. It's the same thing with an employee. If an employee does the same thing with the situation, we'll deal with the employee, terminate them for the time being. But if it's proven that they are not guilty, we're more than welcome to lay them on the tables of welcoming them back.
well,
You
I
know,
mean, now,
but that's how I would handle it as a businessman. But for what Mike Glover did is could be possibly irreprehensible. It did a lot of damage for his reputation, for him and his family and everything. For what we know of right now. For what we know of right now.
like I said, it's. I mean, you train with weaponry.
Mm-hmm.
You train people with weaponry. If you can't use it, well, I mean,
There's always going to be a new spoke on the wheel for that too. Like how many survival training courses are there? Hell, there's people that are charging thousands of dollars to be a fake Navy SEAL, but not when they don't even.
18,000 for a fucking fake boot camp. Kiss my ass.
Yeah, like that type of shit. There's always going to be something like that. I like I'm not the best at something. I'm not going to run a course at how to do something on a certain subject because I'm not the best at it. I'm still learning, but I can always help to inspire people to at least get their goals done. But I'm not there yet to want to coach someone. Hey, you want to be a millionaire? Hey, you want to be a survivalist? No, I'm not there yet. We're not there yet. And I surely wouldn't do something kind of stupid to where it would reflect upon my reputation and for the business reputation. Although we do get in trouble with YouTube quite a bit.
I mean, Trouble's my middle name. I don't really
Literally.
go looking for it though. It pretty much seems to know where I am most of the time. Oh, like Walmart.
I can.
No, I was just thinking about the last time.
Shall we go into detail about that?
No, Basically, I told a black lady to go fuck herself.
Story. Okay, now you have to go throughout the detail.
Okay, fine. So I'm at Walmart. It's in the evening. People are kind of dumpy, right? Everyone
Yeah.
wants to go home. There's this lady. Her race doesn't really play a factor in it, but it kind of does, but not like you would think. So, this lady, she's got apple bottom jeans. She's got this fucking nice jacket on. She's got
Boots
this
with the
Gucci
fur?
scarf. No boots with the fur, but she had these Nike kind of like platform wedges, kind of weird things. Like they do this. Anyway, big old fucking earrings, hair's all done, huge long ass nails, talking on this fucking god awful bedazzled iPhone, right?
Mm-hmm.
5 kids running around. Well, okay. 3 kids. One's in the basket, jumping around, throwing shit out. Baby's in the fucking front, crying his fucking head off. The other 3 kids are running around, jumping in people's way, kicking people's carts and shit. Being absolute fucking, just fucking absolute fucking baby kids.
Mm-hmm.
This old lady's trying to get by them, but she's not saying anything. She's being very polite and she's patiently waiting for them to move about their business.
Mm-hmm.
They do not. The woman's on her phone talking as loud as she fucking can. The lady starts saying, excuse me, to the kids. Kids don't do anything. One kid turns around and kicks her fucking cart. Just back, kicks it into the fucking aisle, the shit next to her.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't get mad. She just says, excuse me again. The 3 kids turn around for something. She tries to go forward. One kid steps back, not paying attention, and bumps into her cart and goes, ow. The mother turns around and goes, you fucking rude old ass white bitch. Why don't you watch where the fuck you're going? Turns back to her phone and she says, oh my fucking God, the oppression in this fucking country is so real. And I couldn't keep my mouth shut. Moral of the story is,
watch your fucking kids and making sure that they don't bump into someone else's cart. And
actually, what I said was, oh yeah, I bet you're real fucking oppressed, aren't you, Barbie? And she turned around and, what you fuck did you just say to me, cracker? And then I got surrounded by like 7 people. And realized that the redneck sea had just enclosed around me.
Wait, how many were they all?
They were all on my side. Because this lady looked like she was about to hit me.
And then she realized that she fucked up.
Oh, I wanted her to. And then I said, no, guys, I got this. Don't worry about it. Because as soon as she hits me, she's going to find out how oppressed she really is when the cops come. I can't do anything legally except call the cops. Right?
Well, in self-defense purposes.
No, not even that. I'd still go to jail. They want equal rights, but we can't have equal fights.
You are a male. You would be guilty by.
I'm guilty by association.
You're guilty by sex alone.
My dangle makes me guilty.
Your dangle makes you guilty.
My dangle makes me guilty.
I thought you said
so
guilty.
Like obviously I can't hit her if she hits me back. I have to call the police. Like that is it a bitch move? Absolutely. If it was a dude and you hit me, hey, fucking hands. But like, so she would actually find out what happens. If you really want to go this route, we can go this route, and I will let somebody else who apparently deals with that issue better than I do. Do you want to talk about oppression? Apparently, they handle it better.
Ow!
Look, yeah.
Yowie. Okay.
Hey. You know what? Is it racist? Absolutely, it's fucking racist. But here's another question: is it also true?
Are stereotypes true?
Hey, they exist. White people smell like hamburgers and shotgun shells. Puerto Ricans won't stab you, and Indians drive absolutely amazingly, right?
Old people smell like onions.
What old people do you know that smell like onions?
Have you been to an old person home? It smells like onions.
Yeah, because that's exactly what I want to do on my day off.
If you're helping and trying to be a good citizen, yeah.
Well, I've never really I've done community. No, you know what? Suck a dick. I've done community service before, but I've never gone to an
Was
old.
it volunteered? Was it volunteered?
I mean, they caught me, so yeah.
I got you on that one.
Well, I mean, I let them catch me. My streak is 7.5 months, okay? Hide and go seek champion. Fuck you, Gulfport. No. Look.
You went peekaboo.
Now you see me. Now you don't. They let me out and I disappeared in the shadows for like 7.5 months. Look, and the reason,
I'm not forcing this out of
no,
folks.
No, I want to talk about this because this is fucked up. Now, you know Gulfport. If you live in Florida and you know St. Petersburg, you know Gulfport, okay? Mm-hmm. Gulfport is a fucked up, shady, shitty ass town, okay? Mm-hmm. Now, I worked on the beach. I get home late at this time. I worked on the beach. Mm-hmm. I get home late at night, sometimes 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. I stayed at the bar and drank afterwards, okay? Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of drunk. I'm riding my bike home. I've got my headphones in. Over my headphones, I keep it low so I can hear cars and shit, right? Uh-huh. Middle of the night, I'm going through the neighborhoods because I was smoking a left-handed cigarette.
What's a left-handed what?
The devil's lettuce.
Oh, okay. I never heard it said that way before.
Well, I was trying to be discreet, but you fucked me, right?
I mean, you do have a poop knife.
So this is well after I've smoked. I'm cruising home, listening to the fucking music. All of a sudden, I hear pop, 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 pop. Gunshots. Gulfport. I'm okay. Let's keep going. I'm not bleeding. I stopped. Okay, we're not bleeding. We're good. Get back on my bike. 5 minutes later, Gulfport police passed me. Okay, cool. They're being proactive. I like that. 45 seconds later, there's lights behind me. This motherfucker thought I did it. So, they stop me. I give my ID. Mind you, I haven't been to court. That was 7 months ago. Mm-hmm. I was asleep. I didn't get a ride. There's a whole bunch of shit. It's not an excuse. It just happens. I've got a warrant, obviously. All this has been cleared up, by the way. Everything is clear and fine. I'm
this
no
is not
trouble.
Self-incriminating.
It's not self-incriminating. I've already been incriminated, and I took care of it. Paid all my fines. We're good. Don't worry. Fuck off. So I give them my ID, knowing because I'm a good citizen like that. I give them my ID, knowing
he involuntarily volunteers.
I was like, I don't want to do this. I know what's going to happen, but it's going to happen anyway because I've got a joint roach in my backpack and they can smell it. Mm-hmm. Just because there's cologne in my backpack doesn't mean it worked.
I'm volunteering to help out the sickly and the old people. He's involuntarily volunteering elsewhere.
My time. Anyway, so yeah, they fucking run my name, got a warrant. I go to jail for the night. Yeah, big deal. I'm out the next day. Big deal. Moral of the story is carry a poop knife.
You can call it a prison wallet if you want to. I do know about that.
This is not going in there.
So
This isn't even asking. This is like a home invasion.
I that's your thumbnail right there.
It's not even asking. That's a home invasion.
I'm just gonna label it. I'm just gonna label this podcast the poop knife.
Poop knives and home invasions.
And I'm going to be honest with you. I have no idea how to transition into this next topic that I wanted from poop knife to.
Poop knives and home invasions to whatever the fuck he wants to talk about.
So,
In other news,
this kind of answers my question. Well, kind of, not really, but brings up the question in my head: where the fuck has Kamala Harris been?
from what you told me earlier, she's been in Southside Chicago,
Possibly, I think I don't know exactly, but she was at
kicking fucking doors in.
Yeah, she was at the Asian Pacific American Institute for Congressional
Speak
Studies
into your
Summit.
microphone.
She was at the Asian Pacific American Institute for Congressional Studies Summit, basically telling young
What?
the Asian.
No, I heard you. I just don't know what the fuck they do.
I mean neither. I guess going towards a specific demographic, like I don't know.
Asian stuff.
Please, someone in the comments, if y'all know about it, know better than what we do, let
They
us
do
know.
maths.
Yeah. Why is it that I have a picture in my head of a whole row of people just using what is it? Not the calculator.
Oh,
but,
the fucking.
yeah. While she's speaking.
Continue.
God. we're going to hell.
I'm going to hell. I'm not fine. You're fine.
Oh, okay. So, anyways, back to the story. This is what it says here in the article. Vice President Kamala Harris turned heads Monday after she dropped profanity in an intense moment at the Asian Pacific American Institute for Congressional Studies Summit. Harris attended the APEX, whatever it's called, Leadership Summit held in Washington, D.C., where she touted access to abortion and gun violence prevention initiatives. While speaking to attendees on breaking barriers, Harris said that sometimes opportunities will be granted to individuals, but other times you have to kick the fucking door down.
Now, that's a quote, right? Like, she quoted, you got to kick the fucking door in.
Yeah.
I mean... But you know what? The things that don't go together? Touting the right to abortion, but fighting gun violence. So you're going to fight violence with murder?
Yeah. That's something that I don't get. I think that's.
Do you see what I did there?
Yeah.
You see what I did there?
Yeah.
Violence with murder? Because people say it's...
Yeah. I got it.
Here come the comments.
I'm just gonna set that one down. But no, I think it's hypocritical, but at the same time, and I've heard people. The First Amendment's always going to be there. People have the right to say whatever that they want to say, and I am not of a religious type, really, but in a sense where I could see this country was founded upon Christian values, the values of respecting one's neighbor. respecting one's beliefs
Family.
and family, putting families first.
Putting families first got us in trouble. Look, you know why all this fucking shit's going on?
Why?
Well, especially this shit what's going on with the colleges across country. Um, Ronald Reagan said it best. All of this started because those of you who know better and are old enough to know better let college kids or let young adults decide, or let kids, whatever the fuck he said, decide what laws they were going to follow as long as it was in the name of social justice. We have I'm at a loss for words. You know what? The only words that I can come up with, to be honest with you, is this is not the country that we were promised.
To counteract with that, but it is the country that we can make it out to be. We still have room for a correction. As bad as what it is, I do feel as though there is an uprising beginning, because I've been listening to for quite a bit now, revisiting back.
Joe Rogan.
No, not Joe Rogan, but Oliver Anthony's. I would love to have Joe Rogan listen to more of that, but Oliver Anthony's um, Richmond, north of Richmond. I've been revisiting that quite a bit now, and it's great to see. Did you just have Curb Your Enthusiasm back there?
No,
But no,
wasn't trying to.
I've seen several people's reaction, because I watched several of the reaction videos to Richmond, north of Richmond. And it's more than just one race, sexuality, or country that is relating to this song. This man did more in 3 minutes and 11 seconds than what the government has done for quite a bit of some time now.
Yeah. Um. I don't know.
But you know what company will pack more freedom in a longer span of time than what the government will do?
Fucking Article 1776.
Fuck yeah. Go to shop at article1776.com, to where you pick up a shirt, hat, or coffee mug. My socials will be in the link
And poop
description
knives.
Oh my God. My socials will be in the links description below. What are your stuff, your socials, Scottsdale? We're already going to hell. I mean,
Yeah, my credit's bad anyway. You can have it.
not that joke again.
What?
Not that joke again.
Scottsdale 87 on Twitch and Twitter, and Scottsdale underscore 87 on Instagram, because Facebook is the ATF.
Yeah. Do you have a dad joke of the day?
Nope.
That
My
was just
dad's the
plain-
joke.
Freedom the fuck on, you beautiful bitches. Have a great night.